Hey everybody, welcome back to the King's Corner. So today I am taking you to the mausoleum at 1661 Elvis Presley Boulevard, Memphis, Tennessee, at Forrest Hill Cemetery, Midtown. This is where Elvis was temporarily laid to rest after his passing on August 16th, 1977. So I'm going to take you inside the mausoleum, show you where everything is at, and give you kind of an idea of what was going on with the funeral and everything that kind of goes into the story. Most of my information I'm getting from the Elvis Conspiracy by Dick Grobe. I highly recommend that book if you can get it, though it is sometimes difficult to get and a bit pricey. And as I come up to the front door, I've never had this problem until I was filming this video, but as you can see, the door is locked and I can't get in. I'm going to tell you my secret of how I got in. Are you ready? I walked to the back and used the back door. So I will walk to the back and get to the back door here shortly. But every time I've been to the mausoleum, like back in 2019 was the first time I went, and I've been multiple times since, I've never had a problem getting inside the front door. So why it was locked, I'm not sure. Most recently, I've seen a picture of somebody said that about a week ago, the chains were locked up at the front door and you're not able to get in. I decided not to add all that into the video because I haven't been back. I can't confirm it if that was actually a week ago or not, and I've only heard it one place. So you can see I got into the back door here. You can see this place is kind of run down. It's it needs a little work, but it is a very beautiful building, needless to say. So this is the back part, as you can see, and I'm going to go into the front room here. This is where they would have brought Elvis in. They had a little small ceremony after the main funeral at Graceland, and then they took him and laid him to rest. But this would have been the room that they would have been in, just packed full of family and close friends. And then how to get to his stone is you just take a nice sharp right, and there it is right there. So as you walk up, you see a lot of people paying tribute to Elvis. A lot of Elvis fans come and visit here. On the right side there, we see the black fabric there. That is where Elvis was laid to rest for about a month and a half. I'm not good at math, but... And as you can see, there's a letter there from Tish Henley, Elvis's nurse, asking you to not sign the wall at the mausoleum. As you can see, people are writing on the walls, and they don't want you to do that. You know, people are getting complaints. They have a book there you can sign. As you know, I signed it myself. So if you're there and you're gonna sign, make sure you sign the book. Don't sign the walls, y'all. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to show you the rest of the mausoleum just so you know what it looks like, and give you kind of an idea of everything that happened, starting from like the funeral up into when they moved Elvis and Gladys to Graceland. And so I'm just going to give you an idea, a little history behind the story as I show you this beautiful mausoleum. So this mausoleum was built in 1915, and it was built for the purpose for a resting place for the wealthy and famous citizens of Memphis. Obviously, Elvis's death was not, we didn't know what was going to happen, and so everything had to be done quickly. And this may not be a direct quote, I don't want to completely butcher it, but something Dick Grobe said in his book, The Elvis Conspiracy. He said that Elvis had died, and we should have started planning his funeral yesterday. So, I mean, everything just had to be done within, there was hardly any time to do anything. So there were talks of, many different options, one of them being buried next to his mother, who was buried in the ground. But they said that might not be the best idea, as it could be vandalized, and there had been a vandalism problem with Gladys's grave in the past. So they eventually decided to move him to the mausoleum, and that's why he was at the mausoleum. And I don't believe it was supposed to be permanent, even from the start. They just put him there just so he's in a safe place until they figure out to put a nice place to put Elvis and his mother. So, 2 days after Elvis passed on August 18th, a private funeral was held at Graceland for family, friends, employees, all packed into Graceland. Elvis was in a 800-pound copper-lined casket, which was in the music room, right in front of the piano. Guests were packed into the living room, dining room, foyer, as there wasn't a lot of place for people to sit, so a lot of people were just standing. And I want to just mention some of the people that were there attending. Of course, in the first row sat Vernon, Dodger, Priscilla, Lisa Marie, Aunt Delta, Aunt Nash, and Earl. And some of the notable attendees, Anne Margaret and her husband, Roger Smith, George Hamilton, Chet Atkins, County Mayor Roy Nixon, Governor Roy Blanton, and Sheriff Gene Barksdale. The Colonel was also present, but according to Dick Grobe, he stayed in the back of the funeral and never approached the casket. At around 2 p.m., Reverend Rex Humbard approached the lectern to begin the service. He spoke of Elvis's contributions to the world and talked on their relationship. He was followed by Bill Blaze from the Stamps Quartet, who sang When It's My Time. He was then followed by one of Elvis's favorite gospel singers, Jake Hess, who sang Known Only to Him. After Jake's performance, he was followed by comedian Jackie Kahane, who was known for opening for Elvis, and he gave the eulogy, and showing his deep sadness and appreciation to Elvis. The Stamps then sang How Great Thou Art. After that, Reverend Rex again spoke. Kathy Westmoreland sang My Heavenly Father Watches Over Me, and after her performance, Reverend C.W. Bradley spoke. Following his speech, the Stamps concluded the service with Sweet, Sweet Spirit. As attendees were leaving and passing by the casket, all gospel singers sang His Hand in Mine Together. After everybody left, all that was left in the room was the immediate family to have their final moments with Elvis. At around 3:30 p.m., the casket was closed and sealed and taken out of the house. I want to mention the pallbearers there that day were Joe Esposito, Billy and Gene Smith, Charlie Hodge, Lamar Fike, Dr. George Nicopolis, Jerry Schilling, and George Klein. And according to Dick Grobe, Vernon had asked Sam Thompson and Dick Grobe to be bearers as well, but they chose to focus on making sure the funeral just ran smoothly. And they said if they were needed, they would do it. Elvis's casket was then carried outside and put into the hearse, and he drove down Elvis Presley Boulevard. They had to go around 5 miles an hour due to crowds and crowds of people out in the streets watching the procession. As the crowds cleared up a little bit, they were able to go around 15 miles an hour. And then, of course, he was brought here to Forest Hill Cemetery at the mausoleum, where a short service was held inside the mausoleum for family and friends. After the funeral goers left, Al Strada and Dean Nicopolis stayed behind at the mausoleum with several police officers to ensure the casket was safely put inside and sealed. And of course, Elvis and his mother Gladys were eventually moved to Graceland permanently on October 2nd, 1977, after an attempt to steal Elvis's body. And I'm not going to touch on that too much today, because that is a video all in itself, and that will be a video I will be doing sometime in the future. And that is all that I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it the thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But with that being said, I'm going to leave you with the rest of this footage I have of this beautiful mausoleum, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, everybody.